one more segment. We got a little bit of Paleo peek. A little bit of Paleo peek for your ear holes and your eye holes if you're watching this at home. Instead of listening to it on the go. Tiny ice mouse survived Arctic cold in the age of dinosaurs. Pretty cool stuff. A fossilized Sikuomys, a mikros tooth about the size of a grain of sand seen under a microscope is what we're looking at here. So this is the tooth. Paleontologists working in northern Alaska have discovered a tiny fossil mammal that thrived in what may have been among the coldest conditions on Earth about 73 million years ago. The researchers, led by Jalen Eberly of the University of Colorado Boulder, described the late Cretaceous animal in a study published this month in the Journal of Systematic Paleontology. They gave it the scientific name Sikuomys mikros, from Siku, an Inupiaq word for ice, and mice in mikros, the Greek words for mouse and little. All right. It's a fitting title. While the little Ice Age mouse wasn't actually a mouse, instead belonging to a now extinct family of mammals called Gibsonyctopedia, it was certainly tiny. The furry critter may have looked a little bit like a modern shrew and weighed an estimated 11 grams, or less than an empty aluminum can of soda. It also lived year-round in northern Alaska, which at the time lay much farther north above the planet's Arctic Circle. There, the ice mouse likely weathered as much as 4 months of unending darkness in the winter and temperatures that fell below freezing. These guys probably didn't hibernate. Eberl, curator of fossil vertebrates at the CU Museum of Natural History and professor in the Department of Geological Sciences, they stayed active all year long, burrowing under leaf litter or underground, feeding on whatever they could sink their teeth into, probably insects and worms. She and her colleagues had been equally tenacious to discover the fossil animals. The researchers identified a new species from only a handful of tiny teeth, each about the size of a grain of sand. I always like working at the ends of the earth, Eberl, I'm going to keep pronouncing that last name wrong, Eberl said. You never know what you're going to find, but you know it's going to be new. These minute fossils are giving researchers a new window into ancient Alaska, said the study co-author Patrick Druckenmiller, director of the University of Alaska Museum of the North. 73 million years ago, northern Alaska was home to an ecosystem unlike any on Earth, he said. It was a polar forest teeming with dinosaurs, small mammals, and birds. These animals were adapted to exist in a highly seasonal climate that included freezing winter conditions, likely snowy, and up to 4 months of complete winter darkness. Venturing north. Getting to the ends of the earth isn't always easy. The researchers, including paleontologists from the University of Alaska Fairbanks and Florida State University, unearthed the fossils from sediment along the banks of the Colville River, not far from the Beaufort Sea and Alaska's northern coast. The site, part of what's called the Prince Creek Formation, is so remote the team travels the 75 or so miles from Dead Horse, Alaska by snowmobile or bush plane. Our team's research is revealing a lost world of Arctic adapted animals, said Gregory Erickson, a co-author of the study at Florida State University. Prince Creek serves as a natural test of these animals' physiology and behavior in the face of drastic seasonal climate fluctuation. The late William Clemens of the University of California, Berkeley, was also a co-author of the new research. Unlike dinosaurs from the same period of time, which left behind large bones, the only fossil remains from the region's mammals are a few teeth and fragments of jaws. To recover these precious specimens, the group collects buckets of dirt from the riverbanks. In the lab, the researchers wash away the mud and sort what remains under a microscope. You look under the microscope and see this perfect little tooth, Eberelli said. It's so tiny. Safety underground. In the case of the ice mouse, those perfect little teeth have inspired a perfect little mystery. For many groups of mammals on Earth, species tend to get bigger at higher latitudes and cooler climates. The ice mouse and its close cousins seem to follow the opposite pattern. Paleontologists have found related species living thousands of miles to the south that were 3 to 5 times larger than Sikuomys mikros. Eberelli suspects the ice mouse was so small because there were so little to eat during the winter in Alaska. We see something similar in shrews today, she said. The idea is that if you're really small, you have lower food to energy needs. Sikuomys mikros may have spent the cold months in Alaska underground. In the end, such a subterranean lifestyle may have been a blessing for animals like the ice mouse. Burrowing mammals have stood better chance at surviving the harsh conditions that follow the meteorite crash that killed the dinosaurs 66 million years ago. All right, so that was our little ice mouse that wasn't really a mouse at all, that lived during the Mesozoic, late Cretaceous, so right up to the end. Fascinating research and discovery in this formation. It's just similar to the St. Bathans Island stuff I brought you guys recently, because I do like to point out the less monstrous scientific discoveries. I do like to bring, in addition to, giant skeletons, tiny teeth as well, or tiny arthropods, also tickle my fancy, as you all know. So, so keep your eye out for this type of content in the future. I did like, I'm gonna add Arthro News to the lineup, so that's always fun to do. Thank you so much for joining us for this little episode of Paleo Peak. I appreciate you. Please remember to be kind. Take care, and we will see you next time.
And here it is, our final night alive. And as the earth burns